How to be a fascinating person. Many of us wish to be more fascinating. The question is how we can get there. We rightfully identify being interesting with being able to stand out from the crowd, with being able to serve up some distinctive and intriguing stories and thoughts. But what's the best method to get our hands on these? One prestigious thesis advises us to seek out fresh and well-reviewed books and articles, travel to isolated locations, and make friends with people who are significant in the arts and business. This accurately identifies something that we should strive to be unique. In any case, we are all clearly different. The issue is that we don't allow ourselves to appear like such, to obtain a sense of this pre-existing level of uniqueness. Think about psychic can read your thoughts and carefully listening in on the dialogue. We'd immediately discover the most startling and really compelling information. We discover that we were drawn to some very unexpected people, often exactly the type of people we weren't supposed to have feelings for. We'd realize we had some delightfully personal and unexpected perspectives on politics and society, and that we didn't agree with much of the media's typical lines. Our worries, fears, hopes, and excitements would form a distinct and intriguing pattern. We are, despite our best efforts to never admit it to ourselves, let alone anybody else, a true character. This is something we comprehend in terms of children. Every child under the age of 7 is interesting. They practically never do anything intriguing in the outside world, but their honest, unvarnished reporting about their inner life ensures their interest. We're wide-eyed when they talk about their grandmother, their teacher, or their thoughts on their father. We were once fascinating as two, before we became overly concerned with appearing normal. Of course, there are some things we should avoid saying as we grow older in order to avoid causing people pain. But there are far fewer than we believe. When we are afraid of coming across as dull, we merely need to focus more intently on the data from our deep selves. We should, and it may take some conscious effort to cultivate the habit, reconnect with what we truly believe. What emerges may sound strange, but it has the potential to be extremely charming, warm-hearted, and soothing. And a lot closer to what individuals around the table genuinely feel than what was reported in today's newspaper. How to become more interesting and creative in your life. When you want to be creative and interesting, the first thing you need to do is to make sure that you are taking care of your mental health. Make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people who support your endeavors and help motivate you when things get tough. Who will be honest with you, and not try to sabotage your progress. But what I also want you to know is that this kind of help is not always easy to find. Sometimes it takes a lot of patience and persistence on your part in order for you to find the right people for support. Some tips you can implement today to be a fascinating person. Be more curious. Listen more attentively. Practice empathy. Be confident. Be open-minded. Practice self-care. Be present. Curate your life. Everyone has something to say. Interesting people are merely those who have allowed themselves to listen in on and share a sample of what is truly going on in their heads with others. They are those who have mastered the art of being interesting. They can captivate an audience and make people want to know more about them. They have not allowed self-hatred and self-doubt to prevent them from revealing their truth. They've trusted themselves enough to believe that telling the truth about themselves will be enjoyable for others and, with a few apparent limitations, it almost surely will be.